We're live.
Say now, hey now, Massa say you best to get your marching boots on for April 5th and be ready to go marching against Massa Trump, our plantation versus they plantation. So you was gonna pull up for that march or not? You already know what we about to do. DJ.
Warning: the following program contains strong black first opinion about mature and strong subject matter that affects Black America and the diaspora as a whole. Listen at your own risk, you sissy.
Grand Rising All. You are listening to the one and only Be One or None. Good morning from Africatown, Los Angeles.
Well. I guess you better get your church shoes shined up to march on against Master Trump. So you already know what we better do. We gotta touch on that and ask if you marching or not. And also, is it only a matter of time before Jasmine Crockett is either twerking herself or paying one of the latest rappers to twerk for her as they put her before us to market her to us to see if it'll stick for the brand new Sister Girl routine. So what y'all got for the peoples today?
Well, Jasmine Crockett, we probably need to talk about. We could talk about the march or Jasmine Crockett first. Which one y'all want to touch on?
It don't matter with me. Let's roll.
She was already dancing. She
I
already did
think
the
I
Kendrick
think
dance.
I think they're
Because
kind of one and the
I
same.
feel like they setting Jasmine Crockett up because Jasmine Crockett is saying a lot of stuff and she's forgetting that she's Black. And Jasmine Crockett also, I'm trying to find it because we were rushing. They asked her, was she going to be writing any laws? Because we're forgetting what her job is. She's Congress. You're supposed to be trying to introduce bills to help your people. And I don't know, y'all familiar with when she told the reporter she's not doing any work right now? Basically, her job, because the work is to stop Trump and what's being happened. Have y'all heard about that?
I
No,
mean,
not yet.
it's pretty straightforward what they're doing here, and I think these conversations are tied together. And here's why I'm saying that: if you look at the chessboard, you look at the ball game itself, you could clearly see that Jasmine Crockett, because she has a younger, fresher, and not so much used up face. I mean, she's not Auntie Waters. So Auntie Waters has been around the block. She'd have been marching up and down that blade for a long time, player. So they can't really put those old. They can. You can't put what's her name the fossil from out from California. Her name slipped my mind. She's been in there so long. This former Speaker Pelosi.
Maxine?
Maxine and Pelosi. You can't push the Maxines and Pelosi's out on this younger demographic because they're not having it. So they have to play their pawns correctly, which is why they're putting the younger sister girl, which is Jasmine Crockett, forward. She has a younger face, a younger look, and they believe she has that Black woman magic appeal that will hit most demographics, especially those who are racist and don't want to be publicly racist, so that they'll support a Jasmine Crockett. And the way she talks, they know that she'll appeal to the ratchet crowd that amongst the Black people. But if you were into your information, you know that it's all a scam. You know she's a silver spoon darling. You know her background. But what they're doing is they want to push that younger, fresher face out and repackage what they did with the Skamala Harris campaign to see if it'll stick this time. So the reason why I'm saying that maybe these two conversations are linked together is because look at what she's been talking about leading up to this April 5th so-called million people march or protest or whatever. It seems like she's the marketing piece, the face of it, basically. So I mean it's clear cut. It looks clear cut to me, at least.
Facts.
And the sad part about it, she's doing like the regular Democrats are doing, which is nothing. She's still doing nothing, and she's basically um she's basically being set up, but she's forgetting who she is with threatening Elon Musk. I guess I put in the thumbnail. She pulled the Trump. She pulled the Trump move when she was talking about the disabled guy. I'm trying to pull up those videos. I'm gonna play a little bit of what Jasmine is out here saying. And did y'all hear the threat? Well, what she has to understand, she's black. So anything we do or say as black people, I don't care how much power we have, is a threat. And she's forgetting where she's coming from. And
she must not have seen what happened to the black woman who tried to prosecute Trump. And once Massa had no use for her.
you don't hear from her no more. I was trying to download that. I'm getting ready to play a clip. Let me see if I can play this. Hold on. Give me 1 second while y'all talk. Give me 1 second.
While that's loading up, I got a question for the panel and for the audience. So last show we talked about covert versus overt racism, which is left versus right. Left is in the closet, smile on your face, racism in closed doors. Rightism is basic. I don't give a dang what you're talking about. I'm racist. My cape, my white sheets is right there. Deal with it. So the question is this. They, under Biden, and we were just talking about this before we came on, under Biden, black people we know for a fact we were getting cut off all public programs, hand over fist, EBT cards, Section 8, they were trying to cut us off of everything, or at least dial it back, because the Democrats wanted to bring in their imported, mostly Spanish-speaking voter base, aka the illegal immigrants.
Exactly.
The Ukrainians, the Spanish speakers, the Asians, whatnot. They were bringing all these groups in. The Hindus bringing all these groups in to replace us as their solid, loyal base. So you were getting cut off for everything. So you fast forward to now with overt racism, which is the rightism. Well, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut you off, but for a different reason. We're going to cut you off all these programs so we can allocate those funds to go back into the treasury. So we can government efficiency. That's what Doge is. The government efficiency means everything we view as expendable or wasteful. Because they're looking at, look, you Negroes have had these assistance programs for decades. So if you ain't got it together, you ain't gonna never get it together. So you need to be cut off, basically. So how do you not see as a black person that either way you lose? Because they always say, oh, it's all's lost. Because the massive Republicans coming in office, they're gonna take everything from us, but they were already taking everything from you under the other one. You didn't have $1 billion LLC and all this money falling from the sky when Biden was in office. So what's the difference now?
I'm getting ready to play this.
Facts. I'm trying to get this on fan base, y'all. That's why I ain't talking right now. But
okay.
I'm
getting ready to play this. So give me 1 second and listen to this, because she said this is not the one about Elon. This is the one about Ted Cruz. And yes, she DJ, she's being used as a scapegoat. She's being used, and 614 aka 47. Yes, she is being used as a scapegoat. Listen to this.
First they cursed, now they thirst for blood. Jasmine Crockett is upping her temper tantrums, now saying the only way Democrats can win elections is by throwing hands.
I think you punch. I think you're okay with you okay with punching. It's Ted Cruz. I mean, like, this dude has to be knocked over the head, like, hard, right? Like, there is no niceties with him, like, at all. Like, you go clean off on him, right?
So much for Michelle Obama's when they go look.
Did you see that? Hear that? That was just one of it. And what her problem is that you're trying to pull a Kamala. You're trying to be too black. As you did y'all hear that? Are y'all there?
Yeah. I mean, now
she's trying to be too black.
Now, if you a street person, I ain't easy now.
No, it's not in her nature, because she went to a prestigious school. Even though
she's a silver spoon kid.
She's not from like the hood that she's trying to portray.
Exactly.
And that's the
problem. You could tell when somebody's putting on when they're not sincerely from the street or been through our our typical struggle. You could tell. I mean, this is like Carlton Banks with a bra on, is what this sounds like, and you could tell.
Exactly.
But they're gonna doll her up, put the eyelashes on extra thick, have her get extra hot sauce and lay it on real heavy to try to pull it off. This is literally the same as Scamala walking around with the Timberland boots on, talking about she was smoking weed, listening to Tupac before Tupac was even making music. This is all over again.
Let me play this for you too. And she don't understand she's being used. And
how old is she?
She's 40, I think 42 or 42. Somewhere in the early 40s.
Shoot. She older.
Yeah, she's older. Hold on, I'm
just saying, I'm 43. I'm older.
And she's an attorney too, y'all. She's an attorney.
Can y'all see this? Let me play
we can
this.
see
Can
it.
y'all see it? Okay.
Yeah, we can see it.
Listen to this part, because he insults. The thing is, she's not fighting for Black people, but like he's insulting her, and I take it as an insult as Black people and stuff. But listen to what he says as he starts with Jasmine.
With my favorite Democrat. I love this woman. You know who I'm talking about already. It's Mrs. Eyelash herself, Jasmine Crockett, who's a congresswoman from Dallas. God bless you people. What have you done to yourselves? She has these huge eyebrows, but that aside for a moment, she's basically calling for violence against Elon. And that's not the type of thing we usually do in America, but she's a Democrat and it's 2025, so here you go.
So I'll make sure that I keep it short, but I am truly here for very selfish reasons. Starting with on March 29th, it's my birthday. And all I want to see happen on my birthday is for Elon to be taken down. Yes.
Oh, just taken down, maybe taken out, maybe have his car blow up, maybe have somebody attack him on the street. Like, what do you want?
Did y'all hear that? I don't know if you heard the rest of it. He said taken down, taken on the street.
Oh yeah.
And the thing about it, white people can fight with white people, but the attorney general has sent a message to her telling her that she better stop calling for violence, because she does have to watch what she says, because she has to remember, you're not white, you're not Trump, you're not these people. And you're playing on their stage instead of helping your people. Instead of sitting there writing bills, she says she cannot write a bill. She basically saying she cannot do her job. It was in her interview. I was trying to find that clip. That she can't do her job because she has to redo everything. Huh?
Who else said that, Queen? Who else said that? Who said that they couldn't do what they were supposed to go in there and do? Who said that? Obama? Obama said the same thing. Okay.
Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that strategy behind this as well?
Undo everything that Trump has done.
Did y'all catch that strategy behind this as well? Which y'all call harvesting. Now check this part of this out. If you heard in that video, he said where she's from, right? So think back a couple of years ago. Thank Stacey Abrams. Now, back when they were trying to prop Stacey Abrams up, what was the Black Mecca of America? Back then, it was Atlanta. And remember last episode, I highlighted the fact that the new Black Mecca that has replaced even Atlanta is now Texas. So look at that strategy right there. They're going to the most poppin' Black area once again. So they've gone from Stacey Abrams and Georgia to now we're going over to Texas, where all the Black people are starting to move and get things going for themselves. So that's a strategy right there.
And the sad part about it,
facts.
She's a Black person, melanated person, doing the same strategy. She said she has to undo everything Trump them are doing. Undo what? Because you want to go back. You hear Jasmine Crockett, you hear Black people, oh, that's my girl. That's my sister. She right. She doing this. I ask people, what is she doing? She just said she's not doing her job. She's not sitting down writing legislation to introduce to Trump. When they told her, they asked her, I'm trying to find that video. If they asked her, why would you sit down with him? No, I won't sit down with him or nothing. Why do you put your emotions in it? Sit down with Trump, write some legislation to see if it can be passed. She's not even giving Black people a chance because she's so wrapped up into white anger, because the people being affected more with all of this are white people. That's why they're trying to march. I'm gonna play this.
I told y'all before, that this woman, I'm sorry, I'm gonna stand on this. Like her and a whole bunch of other people that are in quote unquote leadership roles, like we try to hold them to a higher standard. Like they're not not telling you that they're pro-black. They're not telling you that they're coming in here doing anything for black people. But we give them our votes because they look like us. Like this is all on us. Like I've not heard, I don't follow her like that. I've not heard her say that she came in here for black people. So
you ain't heard her say anything. She's been arguing for the rights of immigrants. She talks black, and we have to sit back and look at things and stop moving so fast. She says all the right things. Oh, they don't want a black person to do this. They don't want that. Sister girl, she puts on the whole black act. But at the end of the day, when she sits in front of Congress, she's fighting for immigrants.
Yeah,
nothing black. She's not saying anything about police unaliving black people. She's not saying anything. She's relating to what we go through under white supremacy, but she's not saying anything that she's fighting for us.
One thing about it,
that's her truth, though. So why we mad? That's her truth. She's not going to do it.
But listen, this is a script they follow. Kamala followed it. Stacey Abrams following. She's following. This is a script. They cannot do or say anything for black people. So that's what they know. They still got that lower base. Them old fossils, them baby boomers, and some of the black people in my age, our age, like in the 40, 50 range. But they already know they already said the Democrats are out of touch, and they trying to bring in this younger person, but she ain't that young. She like I said, she early 40s. So they trying to bring her in, dark skin. So she's a pretty sister, I ain't gonna lie. But now she's getting crazy with them lace fronts now. Because if you look at her 5 years ago when she was just an attorney, very professional, no cursing, nothing. You know what I'm saying? But they had to create another monster. So now she's the new face of the Democratic Party, popping her neck and stuff, and it's not gonna work. I mean, they know. I even talked to some hardcore Democrats on my TikTok, and I asked my homegirl Rainy. I say she's all. You can't say nothing about the Democrats. She said, "So you think they're gonna try to push her to run?" She said, "Maybe, but she's not gonna win." She like the Democrats don't need to try to run another woman. That's not gonna work for them. They're gonna have to reinvent themselves. And Jasmine Crockett she's not it, man. I'm sorry, she's not it. It ain't about her being a woman. She's just not it. She's overdoing it. She's fake. You can tell, like Pablo said. She ain't from the hood. This chick went to a damn prestige. She went to like a private school all her life. I let my playing.
I'm looking for this clip. Where she was doing the dinner. Hold on. She was doing the dinner and she pulled the Trump when she was mocking and she called the other senator or whatever Governor Hot Wheels. Did you hear that? Did you hear about that?
No, I ain't hear about that.
Give me.
Hey, welcome everybody in the chat. Hit the like. Listen, make sure y'all share this live. Y'all share it to everybody. Copy it. Share it in your text, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that.
Give me 1 second while y'all do.
I think she was talking about Greg Abbott. I heard it, but I didn't look at any of the videos about it.
You pulling something up?
Sorry, I put myself on mute.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Y'all can talk. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. But like I said, she's she'll be hot for a little bit, like I said, but she's gonna fade out. She already tiring people out. Like, and that is all this black woman, I'm a black woman, black. That's getting played out too, man. Even black women calling that crap out. We gotta stop doing this too, man. I'm sorry. We do too much.
Don't mean to cut you off. Let me play this, D-Maze. Let me play this audio.
When they go low, we go high. Crockett went as low as humanly possible by mocking up.
Oh, man. Oh, I thought I had it. Hold on 1 second. I guess I didn't have it. Go ahead, D.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like they know they keep doing the same thing. And the other thing too, Al Sharp needs to sit his damn malnutrition ass down. You know what I'm saying? Nobody listen to him. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the past too. The National Action Network, the NAACP, all that. And they just hoping. I can't wait. And I'm like, I don't even root for Trump, but I just want to see them do something for the middle class people. or the low income people, and I'm telling you, they're gonna shut the hell up. But this whole thing I was telling y'all earlier about the food, RFKJ Jr., even though you can't stand, people can't really get past the way he talked, or you can't help that for the disease he got. But this guy, 72 years old, doing pull-ups, push-ups, muscle ups, doing all that. You know what I'm saying? But the Democrats had this damn transgender probably representing the health. I guess what is that, the health general, whatever the hell. But RFK Jr. is right. We got too much dying out food, all this processed food, all this genetically engineered food. You know what I'm saying? No, the Democrats never talked about it. I will give Michelle Obama credit. She was trying to do some health stuff, but they didn't. Of course, our own party wouldn't have back on it. But what they trying to do in this administration, they trying to get rid of a lot of stuff that's killing people in this country. And sugar is one of the most addictive damn things. It's worse than crack. You know what I'm saying? They trying to get rid of all that stuff. So I don't know, why would you be against something? This should be in black people's best interest, because that's the
it's
because more
Because we
anybody.
don't do their
we
research.
addicted to all this stuff. We're addicted to white supremacy. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah.
And in white
Addicted to
supremacy, we
ignorance.
have drugs, we have culture disappropriation, we have no self-respect. It all falls under this umbrella, and we're addicted to it. Nothing healthy. It's crazy. But let me play this. I'm gonna just show you this right here. Let me see if I could. Hold on. I want to show you the picture.
Crockett went as low as humanly possible by mocking Governor Greg Abbott for being paralyzed.
We in these hot Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot mess, honey. So
She called him Governor Hot Wheels.
Wow, that's cold, but
You know what,
goddamn
though?
it.
They be doing that on
That's
both
why I
sides.
said she pulled the
Very
trump.
ghetto.
Yeah, they be doing that on both sides.
Yeah,
It's tacky. We can't call it ghetto. It's tacky. Like when I was watching when it was the State of the Union and Trump was talking and they escorted dude out. Did y'all see that? In Southern,
Yeah, I remember that. I remember.
It was an uproar. But like he said something and called girl Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren. They be doing
God
cheap
damn
shots,
it.
you know what I'm saying? But that just shows where this government
But you
is at.
remember
Like,
when Trump, they said he was marking the disabled man when he was doing this with his hands?
yeah, he was. That's what they do because y'all just being childish and you don't realize it's like your parents acting foolish in front of you and telling you not to do the same thing. Like that's what they're doing. How do you have government shutdowns? Like y'all work for us. How does that happen?
Because
it
they
shouldn't
want to
happen.
Yeah,
and you got my money.
And Jasmine doesn't understand that she's fighting for their rights. They want us to fight for them. I'm gonna play one more clip about Jasmine because the clip we played, and if y'all are watching now, you have to hit the replay about all she wanted was for her birthday was to take down Elon Musk. Then she said, you got to throw them hands at Ted Cruz. It's like not trying to be funny. We want to be equal, but America has not allowed us to be equal. Jasmine, if you're going to say all that, why are you not introducing a bill into Congress to protect Black people against white supremacy violence? Give us something. Stop acting and mocking us, even though you are a Black woman, but we know that Black people are divided. Let's make that known. But we need tangibles. We don't need all this. And they keep talking about how the Democratic Party is crashing because they will not admit that Black people need help, not y'all circus. I'm gonna play this because this is after she did the birthday insult. And this is attorney the attorney general talking about Jasmine.
Woman Crockett, who is calling for attacks on Elon Musk on her birthday. Let's take him out on my birthday, she says. And yet she turns and says, oh, I'm not calling for violence. Well, she is an elected public official. And so she needs to tread very carefully because nothing will happen to Elon Musk. And we're going to fight to protect all of the Tesla owners throughout this country. And it's this basic safety.
Joining me now is Texas Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, vice-ranking member on the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform and ranking member of the House Oversight Committee. Congresswoman, pardon me. It's always good to see you, my friend. And I'm going to say, I was looking at you on the monitor while you were listening to Pam Bondi. You seem to be not fazed at all. The Attorney General there, though, is telling you to tread carefully. I'm curious your response, and have some of these protests at Tesla dealerships gone too far?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to say that I participated in a Tesla takedown. That is the name of the website. And it was all about this large protest that they're calling for. And this is a nonviolent protest that they're calling for. And in fact, when I was on there, which is why the Attorney General had to say that I wasn't calling for violence, and it's ridiculous that I even have to say something like that. But because they are trying to twist our words, one of the things that I told people to do is make sure you are adhering to the laws in your area. Make sure you know what it looks like to protest and to be able to raise your voices and to exercise your constitutional right to free speech. And what we see is that they want to dull our free speech rights. They want to make sure that those that are participating in the press, because we saw that there have been recent attacks specifically on this news organization, they want y'all to kind of tamp down what you say and hopefully buy into the lies instead of going out there and just telling the truth. And so, yeah, I'm excited to see that Elon Musk, that his money as it relates to Tesla, well, Tesla's tanking right now. And I'm okay with that. So just in case the slow people listening decide to clip this up later, I just want to say that I have never promoted violence whatsoever. Yet I've also never made excuse for those violent actors such as the ones on January 6th. So Pam Bondi, if you have an issue with terrorism, maybe you should talk to your boss about locking back up those guys that he let out that participated in January 6th.
When Pam Bondi, though, says, tread carefully.
What
she trying to cover on ass.
What she don't get is that they stormed the Capitol, yes, but what we not understanding is Tesla is an American-made car company, regardless of Elon Musk.
Facts.
You claim you want American jobs, or do you just want immigrants to come here and have jobs? And then on top of it, you're saying you participate in everything. Not one thing has this woman named Jasmine Crockett said that is she's trying to fight for any rights for Black people. It goes on and on. You heard her say that she's participating.
Oh, she fought for the rainbow though.
Huh?
Oh, she sure will stand up for the rainbow though, I bet you.
That's what I'm saying. Nothing there. And I want to show you when she's saying Tesla, she's glad it's sinking. I mean, you're taking away jobs just like Trump is. I mean, these people are violent, but it also shows, I was looking for a clip where this news anchor said that all these violent acts with Tesla, they even admitted, like, wait a minute, is this what has been going on with hold on. Let me see if this is it. I'm going to play this again. Listen to this. Uh-oh.
Guys, so Representative Crockett says it's a peaceful protest, but she says it's time to take down Tesla and Elon Musk. And they're burning these things. They're setting them on fire. I mean, it doesn't sound peaceful to me.
The violence is obviously not peaceful, and someone's going to get killed at some point because someone's going to defend their property with a gun, which you have a right to have in this country. And that is extremely dangerous, which is why I think these people, we flashed those 5 dossiers on the screen, or the names of these suspects, prove that they're guilty and throw them in prison for as long as possible. You have to throw the book at people like this. We can't have it. And the thing that's amazing is I've seen some really stupid commentary from people on the left saying, oh, well, I thought the right liked boycotts, like with Bud Light. Here's Kid Rock shooting some Bud Light. Yeah, I think he bought the Bud Light and then shot his own Bud Light, which is a bit of a spectacle. I wouldn't do that myself, but it was his property. That is completely, I don't believe I have to say this, but apparently it needs to be said slowly for some people. You cannot destroy other people's property. If you want to buy a Tesla and then burn it, I guess go for it. You cannot burn other people's Teslas. And if you do, you should be in prison for decades.
I think these people have probably done other things before this. If they're so bold, they think they can get away with it. These are probably the people who were burning down the cities after all these Black Lives Matter protests, right?
Yeah. You heard that? Have
people
we
that
not
were
been
paid to
saying
do
that?
it by the government.
Facts.
Have we not been saying that these are the same white people that
Antifa, y'all.
insert themselves in our protests? Even though I ain't believing all the Black Lives Matter, but to make us look violent. And I do believe what he said. And now it takes white people fighting against white people for us to see the truth. Because we ain't been burning down when they tell us stop burning down your neighborhoods. But Jasmine Crockett is behind supporting this because what they're doing is pulling people over that's driving Tesla. That's not her and Elon Musk. He already got his money. They're attacking people who are on the streets driving their Teslas. They're attacking the dealerships.
64614
This is called intimidation.
And put a chat up. Hold on, y'all. Put a chat up. It's like they comment a lot in chat, but yeah, I remember. Not to cut you off, Pablo, but yeah, I remember they was here in Atlanta when they were protesting the George Floyd. They was at the CNN building. They showed same thing happened in Minnesota. They was bringing pallets of bricks and putting them downtown. People, them white folks grabbing them bricks and busting out windows and stuff. So Antifa, look up Antifa. Antifa been out since the early 80s, y'all. This is
the Antifa's playbook.
Yeah, they've been around. They out in Israel, they in other countries too. So yeah,
and look at the whole playbook. What did the Democrat Party just bully the entire country into accepting? Beginning with the Obama administration, they bullied you into using Black Lives Matter as a Trojan horse, backed by Antifa. They bullied you into the rainbow agenda. So this is the same thing. This is bullying and intimidation to bully you away from stepping from under the Democrat thumb. Well, I should say the boot, the way they rule with an iron fist, the way they tell you can't have a gun. We don't care. We don't care if it's constitutional right. You can't have a gun. We don't care about free speech. It's our way or the highway.
This is why I said I'm glad Trump is in office, because it take a white man, as we said before, to fight the white man. Because with them fighting back and forth is what they want. With them fighting back and forth, they are exposing themselves. It took this white man and nobody even caught it. I believe these are the ones that's on Black Lives that been burning stuff on Black Lives Matter. When we go out, they might start it, even though we dumb enough to finish it. They're the looters, and most of these people who are being caught by burning down Tesla, they're shooting in the dealerships. They're throwing what is those
cocktail
Molotov cocktails.
Molotov cocktails
check this out.
into the dealership. These are workers, but this is an American-made company.
Exactly.
So we want money in America or we don't. Who's fighting who? We could get mad with Elon all we want, but Elon is already a billionaire, but that is still American jobs. Trump is still forcing these people to bring American jobs back into America. We're not taking time to let's see what is he really doing. Yes, we know that is some stuff affecting Black people, but like I told Kathy earlier, I'm sitting back and I'm sipping my tea because this is the first time in a long time I've seen white people get fired in a mass when they done been firing us, working us to death. That if you look up all these empty buildings that they've been going in, that is supposed to be federal workers. They're not going to work. The only people showing up for work at these federal buildings that the government is paying millions of dollars a year are the janitors and the cooks, the same essential workers who had to work through COVID. And that's either immigrants and Black people. These white people, in the first time, they have to get up off their lazy asses and get to work. And they are the ones who's mad.
And sit your Black behinds down, because what you're looking at here has nothing to do with us. This is white supremacy's two different branches, aka the left and the right, fighting for who's gonna dictate the direction of white supremacy for the next 4 years after Trump's out of office, or if they try to impeach him or whatever. That's what this is about. This is not anything about us.
They
Nothing.
always
Just
use
nothing
us
for us.
against the North and the
It
South.
may not be about us, but if Jasmine Crockett is telling people to march, that's one way that they want to get black people out there listening to
But
her.
black people ain't
Hopefully,
listening.
Okay, but
nobody
here's my
listens to her.
question though.
They're not gonna listen to
Y'all
her. She
remember
the past.
January 6th, right? Y'all remember January 6th when Trump was like, "This ain't right. Like, there's still the election. Like, don't sit on this." That's what he said, right? That's what he said. That's all he said. He's saying the same thing this woman's saying. So if people start acting a fool on March on whatever date, April 5th, are they going to file charges against her because she said something out the side of her neck
They
and
might,
people decided to act on it? Because I
Her
don't think people
birthday
realize
came
that
up.
Trump could have said
Hey,
whatever
hold
he
on,
said.
y'all. Pull up.
birthday
Hold on,
is
y'all. Pull up Rothstein. What he's saying nobody buying Tesla, brother. I don't know if you're a brother or a sister. Let me tell you something right now. I go to the gym. I see a gang of Teslas. Guess
I
who's
see
driving black
Teslas all
people?
the time.
I dropped my daughter off at her STEM school. All them black people driving Teslas. So that's a damn.
They want us. They don't want us
Yeah.
driving Teslas because it would save us gas. I mean, we really got to look when it's time. Don't let us be like the North and the South war anymore. They had black people fighting for freedom and black people to keep us locked in chains. They both
what?
trying to speak free.
Let me say this real quick.
We're not getting involved this time.
Yeah, exactly. Y'all seem to forget who was pushing EV and electric cars heavy. Democrats. That's who mostly supported Biden. Now y'all against Tesla. Get the fuck out of here. Bunch of damn hypocrites. So I tell y'all, stop listening to these politicians. They politics. It's all politics. Rothstein, don't fall for it, dude. Listen, these people. I'm taking courses in stocks and all this stuff. I'm understanding. These people, they know when the market gonna go bad. You know what I'm saying? These people they know 20, 30 years ahead. I'm telling you, man, I'm studying this shit. This shit is a game. Poor people, the regular simple people don't understand how it works. So they do. Warren Buffett making a killing right now. You know what I'm saying? All these big investors making a killing. They know that
they stop. They're dumping a lot of their stock because they're not going to be able. Trump putting tariffs, and we crying, "Oh no, we have enough land and resources where we can make money here." America is like the black community. Our dollars only float within a minute, and it goes out the door. White communities, their dollars bounce back and forth so many times, Asian, this and that. But America as a whole, we don't keep our dollars in our country. We send them out. Why? Because we're robbing other countries, basically. And they're robbing us back. We don't need China goods or all these Chinese goods.
Thanks.
We need to start worrying about us. I also want to, what I was going to play. We need to worry about us. Because they're saying we'll do another show about this. I want to do a show about U.S. aid. U.S. aid, there people on there like, oh, they're gonna stop this. That's what my TikTok was about. Mind games. They're like, U.S. aid. Oh, they're gonna stop giving aid to Africa. Those people need HIV medicine. But if you listen to the leaders of Africa, they want U.S. aid out. Why? Because they're doing to everybody else like they do to us in America. They make us think that these organizations are here for us while they really rob us. They're the ambassador, one of the ambassadors of Africa that used to be the U.S. ambassador of Africa. She said all they're doing is sending seeds over there to say they helping, but after they grow their crops with the seeds that have GMO, their soils are destroyed. They're saying that U.S. aid is just using their way to say they're bringing food just to go into their countries and basically take their resources. So what we have to understand that all that glitter is not gold. Just like now, all these programs going away with the DOE, Department of Education. Department of Education did not come around until 1979. It didn't go into full effect until 1980. That was before. So what were we doing before? So he's saying your food is going to be handled by the Department of Agriculture. Wouldn't that make sense? Your disabilities and stuff is going to be handled by the Department of Health. It just requires you to get up off your behind and get involved in your children's school. Get involved in what's going on so you can make sure you elect the right state officials so that money can go to your schools and your neighborhoods. He is forcing black people to get up off of your asses and start doing something in your community for real instead of trying to be like them. The Department of Education is just a holding place that we're paying all this money and it's not really trickling down to the states. We pay over 100 and something million a year, and only the schools are only getting 10 million. The schools, we not complaining about school to prison pipeline, or we not complaining that our kids are not being educated.
That's just what I was about to ask. I'm trying to figure out, while we on that, the outrage over getting rid of the DOE. Like you just said, we complained about the Department of Education. All the stats and numbers show that before this onslaught, most Black people, even though they voted liberal, are typically conservative. They don't believe in beard to beard. They don't believe in, they don't believe in rainbow marriage and all this gender identity and all this stuff. We don't practice that stuff typically, except for this new generation. But for the whole, we vote liberal, but we live conservatively. So why would we be complaining about a department that has forced rainbow identity down our throats, that has a school to prison pipeline? They're not teaching us anything, and arguably, do we really need to learn what they're teaching? Because they refuse to teach us our history. They're teaching you basically to be a docile slave to submit to white supremacy. Even, now in the workplace. So basically, you were taught to go get into this culture where you gotta be your best Carlton Banks to get in at the bottom level. You gotta get in at the bottom level, be your best Carlton Banks, and maybe, just maybe, Massa will give you a shot at management one day and get you out of the mailroom.
They took away home economics. They took away.
Can we take it a step further with education, and let's move outside of racial discriminations? People are having hundreds of thousands of dollars of student loan debt, right? But you have master's degrees, bachelor's degrees, and you can't even pay that crap off. You working to pay off something you can never pay off, and that's universal. That makes no sense. When all you have to do, you can get on YouTube right now. You can listen to this conversation. You can learn something, but you're paying all this money to be in debt for the rest of your life.
Yes,
she left out a big component of that.
I'm not mistaken.
She left out a big component of that that's not really talked about, and that is that when you get that student loan debt, that's one debt that is unforgivable. There's nothing you can file to get that off your neck.
And if some of this money that's sitting up here giving these people jobs who's predominantly white, see, these white people, they're complaining. We're going to talk about the march next. They're complaining because this is the first time in history that they've been fired by mass, that they have been being held accountable for their actions. And they have these positions and they pass it on like legacy seats because they're not educated in a lot of these positions. They're just getting by because why? Their father held it. They got friends in there. So now you can get this job because you know this person. Thank you.
I will say one thing to that, and this is what I've seen typically with the complaints about Trump's activities. So I spoke on it earlier how when you Black, you get cut off the EBT, the public programs, either way, no matter which administration is in power. So as fate would have it, Trump's moves seems to be targeting the very people that Martin Luther King was talking about, that they gave the silver spoon to set themselves up. They gave them the land, they gave them the businesses, they gave them the farms, they gave them the loans to get the farm machinery, everything to mechanize, everything he was saying in that speech, they got him assassinated. These seem to be the people that you mainly see online complaining about these cuts and the things that he's doing. Oh, we've been living off such and such for in our family for generations, and they're about to cut us off.
And they're mad because they don't have these seats of powers collecting all this money from the Department of Education, from the federal government to the CIA to the FBI. They're losing jobs, and we sitting back complaining with them. Are you crazy? This is an opportunity for us to get involved. If we want history taught, then you go to your state. It's who you elect. See, we sit back and pay attention to the presidential elections while they skate by. Now it's time to pay attention to who's going to be your governor of your state, who's going to be your mayor, who's your commissioners, who's going to be you, who are you sending to the Senate? Because now that's who's going to hold the money for everything you want. You're going to have to work a little bit for something. You could go to your representatives and start making them do something.
And that was a good point to cut. Yeah.
I have a question. So when you talk about with the EBT and the benefits and it affecting Black people, I'm wondering, do you feel like that's the angle, or is it just affecting people that are impoverished? Because I feel like white supremacy, quote unquote, has a disdain for anybody that is lesser than them or impoverished or whatnot, including white people, poor white people, poor white
It is, but it's a lot of black people. Like I told Kathy, a lot of us are working our ass off. We go to school, we go to college, and we haven't been getting positions because white people hold it and pass it on. Now he's
the government
economic.
assistance.
It's economic disenfranchisement. Like what it is economic disenfranchisement on our part, but on the bigger scale, what's going on? Well, I brought that part up about the public assistance, EBT, and all that. Again, like Martin Luther King said, what he was saying basically is this government has given the white peasants, in his words, the white peasants that came over from Europe, it propped them up with public assistance. And what's going on is they are the majority that's on public assistance, and it's a big part of the economy. So in other words, if you get Johnny Strickland owning the farm and it's mechanized and propped up by the government, then the government then in turn goes and gives those less fortunate whites than Johnny the EBT cards, and so they're able to keep that money recycling to stay into the white community and trickle back down into the government coffers and all this. So it's a system, which is what he was talking about. So when it comes to us, even though we are a smaller group and there's less of us on these programs than it is white people, why it hits us harder is because of the economic disenfranchisement. So in other words, when we get on these things, we are literally surviving off of it tooth and nail because of the economic. When you look at the wealth gap, it says it all. But for them, it's part of their economy. So to tie that into what was going on under Biden, like I said, when you look at how the EBT, I'm using EBT as an example. If you go to Cali to up to the 818 to where the Armenians are, you will see that, and even over in Little Israel, you'll see that these other groups, they own whole blocks. Like one family own a whole block. They own the dealerships, the gas stations, all the businesses there, and then under that is a layer of people that have EBT cards. And you're talking about the man and the woman in the house having EBT cards, and they're going out shopping in their stores, which is putting money in their pockets for free. And that's how they're able to stay a leg up above us. We're not able to do that because economic disenfranchisement. When you look at the average Black community, they do everything they can to keep us from owning the property there. So we are stuck in a situation where a lot of us are even renting the couches that we live on. So they purposely price everything above our median income. That's why that real estate term, when you hear that it's at the market rate or market value, that means it's priced above the median Black income, and that's done on purpose. So this whole thing is by design to keep us at the bottom, even though they know that we'll be the majority of people running into the 7-Elevens, running into the liquor store, running into the beauty supplies, putting our money into these other groups' pockets. So that's how it hits us in a different way. So yes, it is true that
I'm gonna say this like this. That's not the problem, because we've been, like I told Kat, we've been living under the inflated dollar. The problem is that Black people won't put their money to buy the block. They buying Gucci. They buying Louis Vuitton. They won't buy the grocery store. They want to go to the grocery store.
They will, but like I was saying, what's going on here is now that we've moved toward doing that more often, what they've done is they've used, then like again, this is where local politics come into play. So like what's going on here, these landowners and real estate people have gone in and used their influence to balloon prices to where, again, it's above the median Black income. So even if we come together and we do get the money to purchase the property, what they'll do is use the local politicians to finagle things where you can't get it. So if, for example, the Crenshaw Mall, the Black group, which is one of the groups that we're involved with, had way more money than the white Russian did. So what did the Deutsche Bank do? Even though we submitted a bigger lump sum of money, they gave it to the white guy.
All they had to do is go buy another block and build their own. We got to start being innovative and stop just trying to, really, we got to start holding each other accountable. There's a lot of land for sale in California. If you're going to put down give your money to buy it from a white company, then go down there and get your sticks and tools and let's build a smaller mall. We've got to start looking at the glass half full instead of half empty. We got to stop putting them at the top of our glass and understand what else can we do. And that's the problem. We like I told Kathy earlier, we've been living on the inflated dollar. Me and my daughter gave up her benefits because they, you as us, they question us for everything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we live on the benefits, but we also work hard. We also know that, like, now what we're going to switch to is this March. Everybody needs us, and that's what my video was about. We have to start thinking we don't need them, just like when everybody was going crazy. Oh, they brought back segregation and nah. And most of us was like, don't threaten me with a good time, because I will quickly put up a black only restaurant, black only signs. We were tricked to integrate. Integration was our downfall. We could put up our black only music, black only hairstyles. Come on, let's do this. Let's look at the power that we have and stop looking at what they're going to take away, because together we don't need their malls. We need our own. But we could have, even if they would have put it down, it was going in the hands of white people. Okay, then take some of these small houses, put it together. Okay, right here, this is the store for shoes. This house is the store for boys' clothes. This house right here, that's the women's store. We have to get innovative as we used to when we didn't have anything. We want
and what percent of that breaks down along political lines, because when you get groups like us, we're not Democrat or Republican. We are basically independent, and we're B1 or none. But when it comes to the reason why we can't in large scale do what we're talking about doing here is because a majority of black people are still Democrat loyalists, and they will not buck against the plantation. Like they said, like Harriet Tubman said, I could have freed a lot more if they would have known they were slaves. And some of us just love being slaves, and that's literally the last.
And this is why I'm glad.
And as to why we can't do what we're talking about here, which is group economics, because we would rather be loyal to Massa.
We did it. We can do it. We just need to stop trying to pull everybody in that don't want to be in group economics. And that's why I'm glad Trump is in, because when those that fall, they're going to fall. All of us that want to work hard and look at, hey, now that the power is in the state hand, like all y'all out there in California, now you put it on the backs of your mayors, your governors. We get out here and start letting black people. When Trump got it ready, erased the Department of Education, black people need to understand what is going on here. They say, oh, he set back civil rights. No, he didn't. Civil rights is still there. He set back executive orders that was attached to the civil rights. But we are so all over the place. And there's groups like us that need to educate our people. But right now, this is a political move, and we can gain in power, because before, when white people were controlling stuff, you didn't have black mayors. You didn't have black people winning. You just have bootlicks like Mayor Brandon Johnson in Chicago and all that stuff. We need to get real people in there that's going to allocate the funds back to the black neighborhoods, and we need to get black groups instead of Black Lives Matter. Let's get a real black awareness groups that's going to collect money and start buying up the block instead of buying the white mansion next to their slave man.
Exactly. Let me say this, y'all.
This is theoretically something that could be done with the DOE out of the way. So if and I'm not questioning his integrity on the school thing,
because he's not the only one who said it. If we look back, they've been talking about getting rid of the Department of Education for a long time. He's not the first president who said it. He's just the first president who did it.
And see, theoretically, and I'm not questioning his integrity on the school. So say Dr. Umar, for example. Now, with the DOE out of the way, Dr. Umar would then be able, and that's if we were to hold local politicians accountable and get people that are for us, by us in there. Now he would be able to go to the governor, go to the mayor, go, hey, I need funding from my school, blah, 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 blah. I need a grant, I need this. He would be able to do that.
And then we can replicate that in every state, so that everybody can get a chance to go. Then you, in your states that don't go to your local politicians, make sure they're giving you money. And then you can say, hey, we need this for a private school and teach, because white people been doing it. They've been getting money from
If you go over here to the Fairfax district, which is what we call Little Israel, you will see a whole bunch of private doobie-doo schools. And they're doing this right now. And it's like the reason why Democrats have dispatched people like Jasmine Crockett to cry foul about what Trump is doing with the DOEs, because they don't want us to have that level playing field. They don't want us to see, if we do this and we can have our own private schools just like they are. They don't want us to see that.
Exactly. Now we're going to move on. Let me play this commercial, and we're going to move on to the next topic, which it still involves this about marching. Now, who going to march? But let's play this.
Oh, yes, brothers and sisters, it's the Prince of Blacktivism, General Pablo X of the United Empire's Panther Party for Self-Defense, urging you to stand with the Coalition for a Just and Equitable California and saying no to the California Legislative Black Caucus and their attempt to sell us down another millennium of study after study to get our reparations checked. We are asking you to say stop the study, no more delays. Call your California senators and tell them to vote no on SB 437 and SB 518. Tell your California senators vote no on SB as in boy 437 and SB as in boy 518. Take action now. All power to the people.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
we are concerned about troubling irresponsible one-sided stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false
news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first. Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think.
That was Mind Games with his documentary, We Control You.
Appreciate that.
Go to YouTube and watch
that
that.
promo.
Yes, We Control You. And Pablo, when are they voting on the California reparations?
That vote actually, I believe, took place today. And I'm not sure if they've made the decision or not yet. I know a couple of things did take place, which was I touched on it last episode. The group LASA that was given all this money for the homelessness situation was ran by a Black woman, and she was basically funneling the funds to nonprofits that were in her pocket and to her husband's business and whatnot. So these things were all just happening at once. So they did vote to I think to remove them or something like that, or take control of it.
Wow. Okay. Now let's move on to April 5th. Now April 5th is
more bullshit.
Yeah, it's protests against Trump and Musk spring to life. I think it's called it's supposed to be a mass demonstration held by I think it's called Hands Off. I think they're AOC and Bernie Sanders has been going to pre-rallies and stuff, and so all these people mad about Trump and Elon are planning to protest. But give me 1 second, because we got a message from the people, and the people saying we got a message from our people. Hold on 1 second. Let's play this. Hold on. I'm gonna play this.
Peace to the chat.
1 million people are going to march in the United States on April 5th.
Oh man, it's this.
Of course they want to do that.
Why she doing that? 1 million people. Where they get that number from?
Here you go.
Go ahead.
Get your black ass down.
We got that part.
Exactly.
Over 1 million plus people will be protesting in the streets. Dear Black people, that doesn't involve you. Sit your little self home. Mind your peace. Mind your business. November 5th, 2024 was our protest. When 92% showed up, that's our protest. If anything were to happen during that protest and there's some Black people in there, you'll be the first to be attacked. Mind your business. Stay home. Go shop in the Black businesses or Black-owned businesses. Watch your favorite show. Shoot, knit if you have to knit. Do whatever you need to do April 5th, but stay home. Mind your business.
Nah, serious question though. Y'all not tired of marching? They talking about April 5th of March. Y'all not tired of walking? Nah, I'm dead serious. Lock in. What is marching gonna do? What is walking around the streets of the Matrix gonna do? Just maybe. How about instead of going out there, we go in here? How about we switch it up a little bit, do a little something different for once? If we just even entertain the notion that the physical world is a mirror of us, maybe, just maybe, if we went inside ourselves instead of running around in the Matrix, things would instantly change, especially with the amount of energy everybody's putting into this thing. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Y'all, we doing the same thing over and y'all don't see the loop. Y'all don't see the loop over and over. Let's take that energy. Let's go within. Let's power up and watch shit change for real.
And in case y'all were wondering, April 5th is not for us. Yes, millions will be protesting, but our black asses will not be out there. They are literally calling us to the front lines. Don't do it.
Welcome back to Peace of Mind, everyone. I hope you're...
That part.
I want to play something else.
1 million people are going to march in the United States on April 5th. 1 million people.
Sit your black ass down.
God damn it.
1 million people are going to march in the United States on April 5th. 1 million people.
Sit your black ass down.
Love it.
I love it, guys.
Hey, check this out, y'all. Do y'all remember with the C-19? Y'all remember when on the news every morning they were giving the same number? I can't remember what it was. It's like 2,000 people were dying every day. Same number. Same number. This is the same thing they're doing. 1 million people are going to march. Has there been a petition signed where you got 1 million signatures? Yeah. Where are these numbers coming from? That's fear mongering. And you got to think if they're doing marches like that, they're doing those kind of things. Go ahead.
I don't know either. I want to play one more thing because I want you to see the insult. And like my TikTok video, I say that they always stealing stuff from us. They need us. We don't need them. So with all this, Trump ain't been in office 6 months, and America is upside down. Remember a long time ago, I told Kathy I did this live, and I was sitting out there at the beach and doing my little ritual, and I was like, Lord, let them turn on themselves. This is white folks.
Pray, Queen, pray. Pray to say that prayer.
Pray. Let them turn on themselves.
History has shown the power of non-violent protests to create change. Think of the civil rights movement here in the US, or Gandhi in India, or the protest that brought down apartheid in South Africa. We have seen that when people gather in large numbers, as is happening all over the United States, as well as all over the world right now, standing up to fascist authoritarianism, change can in fact happen. Which brings me to the whole point of this video today, which is to let you know about a nationwide day of protest happening on Saturday, April 5th. Now, in the description of this video, I have a link to my post, which breaks down not only a bit of history about nonviolent protests, as well as how to stay safe during them, but also links to the handsoff2025.com website so that you can find the protest near you.
Yay. You see how they doing it? They equating their little white hurtness with our civil rights. We were fighting for the right to be human, not for the right to keep jobs so that you can keep being rich.
There's two things going on here, and this is what they are. One is lie and delusion. So when you think back to the civil rights movement, this thing that they sell you now is a lie, and it wasn't actually the strategy that King was using that made his thing successful. What it is? Did you see King do countless, endless, pointless marches and protests and boycotts, or were they all strategic, linked to political actions? They were all strategic and they were linked to political actions. And it's kind of like if you were in a military conflict, every move you use is to press the red button, and they view the protest or the march as the red button. And that's not how that strategy worked out. So it's basically a marketing ploy and a scheme, and to draw upon those old civil rights emotions, and then it trickles down to part two, which is they are desperately trying to figure out a way to regain emotional control over the majority of Black people, because that grip has actually been broken even amongst most Democrats, as they felt in the last election. They no longer have that emotional grip over most Black people. As you see the civil rights generation phasing out, they don't really have that emotional control that they used to over the middle-aged Black people. Definitely not the 30-somethings, and definitely not the young Black people. They don't have that emotional grip the way they used to. So when they do things like this protest, this is a desperation attempt to try to find some way to emotionally reconnect with us so they can recontrol our emotions. Because when they see things like Black people going, you know what, I'm insulted by you throwing Cardi B out here to speak to me about politics. I'm insulted by Megan Thee Stallion twerking before the world on our behalf when we are sitting here dying in the streets and homelessness, losing our houses, got these fancy degrees that we did all this work for, and we can't find a job. We don't want to see nobody twerking. So that grip is broken, and what they're trying to do is find some kind of way to regain that.
So it's game over for them, man. I mean, the protests, all this stuff, it's done. I mean, they don't did this stuff so many times. Like, what else can you do? Like, you know, and see, this is the thing they don't really want to talk about. Kamala Harris lost this election for one reason: the grassroots. I was on Fanbase talking about this. I'm like, I was talking to this baby boomer. You know, he knew a little bit and stuff, but I said, look, man, you really know why she lost that? You had 90. She still got 9% of the vote, right? But she damn near need 100% of Black vote. So that small percentage of Black people from the grassroots who sat at home and didn't vote, that what hurt her. It wasn't no white people and all these other. Yeah, she needed other votes and stuff, but she thought she would get all Black people support. Hell no, 90%. It's a lot. That's majority of Black people. But that lets you know that our voting power, is it really that powerful? I mean, like,
that was the reality. We said, like I said, we talking about. I'm living, the average Black person living from check to check, one check away from being homeless, living under the income gap, and a Negro want to talk to you about some twerking and some weed. Nobody wants to hear that. That stuff does not work anymore.
Facts.
That symbolism is not appealing anymore. And that's why, and if you notice, that's not to bring back Jasmine Crockett back up, but that's another reason why they're going with her. Like I said, it's not just because of the younger face, it's because they want to darken it up. Maybe they can't or could not get Michelle Obama to do it, so they're trying to find the next best thing to her.
That's a good point. She's not worrying about. She's not running. I think she's trying to distance herself anyway. That's why she.
This is about that. Yeah, this is about regaining that emotional connection. It's Stacey Abrams all over again. That's what this protest is about. It's a outreach to try to get as many people involved. So what you're going to see is they're going to start doubling up on the rainbow propaganda, because they know that they were successful in getting a lot of us to break tradition and run to the rainbow, and they're getting concerned because they're starting to see a reverse on that. They're starting to see a lot of Black people. You know what? I'm not with this gender thing. I'm gonna go back to being I came across this thing. She was British. She was Black and she was British on Instagram, and she happened to be a Christian, and she had went and got the gender change, the gender mutilation surgery. So she got the top cut off, and she was taking the hormones. She went through the whole shot. She actually looked like a man, and then suddenly she was like, you know what? This ain't me. This is not godly. This ain't for my people. So she reversed it. So her thighs came back out. Everything started reversing, and this is the trend that they're seeing, and they're starting to get concerned because what the root of it is they stripped us of our identity and withheld our identity. We got people from all over the globe under the same thing. And now that they see that we're starting to go, you know what, we want our identity, we want to know our story, we're not listening to the lie. And so they know that when they send in these fake movements like the rainbow, people without an identity are going to run to it. And so they see the jig is up and they're getting desperate.
Exactly. And then I'm gonna say
That's
that
a bullying tactic.
I know we running down of time, but listen, I want to say this. Nobody talking about this. You got a lot of black preachers, black men and women coming out. These mega churches talking about this. Like, look, we gotta keep it real, y'all. Like we supposed to be real Christians, but we supporting a party that pushes stuff that we actually against, like, you know, abortion and this transgender stuff.
Exactly.
A lot of black churches are coming out, bro. And I'm like, okay, the older black churches too. So I'm like, they finally getting it. See what I'm saying? Black people are voting their interest now. It ain't about parties, it's about voting your best interest. And we should have been doing that for a long time. I land my plane.
Exactly. I found my prayer queen, but go ahead.
Oh yeah, hold on. We're gonna end with that. I want
Cool. Chat, make sure y'all share this live, a replay. Y'all see
listen,
it. Share it live.
I want to share something with you guys real quick. Okay, for everybody that's listening. Okay, so we're talking about civil rights. Y'all know I love words and being very transparent. So civil rights are specific to a nation's legal system, while human rights are universal and inherited to all people regardless of nationality. So when it comes to civil rights, examples are the right to vote, the right to fair trial, right, freedom of speech, and protection from discrimination based on race, sex, gender, blah, blah, blah. Where human rights examples are the right to life, freedom from torture. And that don't mean people are killing you and shooting you and waterboarding you. That means that what we're dealing with in this country is torture. Okay.
That's why Malcolm X said that we needed
the right to education.
Yep. That's why Malcolm X, before they killed him, he was saying we didn't need civil rights. We needed human rights. And that's what we should be fighting for as black people. Go ahead, Queen.
Exactly. That's all. Y'all, we're going to pass the collection plate around. Y'all go to the UEOA.
Y'all want to say anything before we end this with our prayer?
I want to hear the prayer. We about to pray, y'all.
Yeah,
pass the collection plate
I'm
around.
just glad to see black people. I would guess you call it on code a little bit, but just finally, I'm glad I'm seeing today that we are not all just being loyal to one party. It took a minute. It took a while, but we finally getting there. And I don't think the Democrats can do anything to really get us back but reparations. And we need to work on that, you know, coming with a real solid plan for that. Because we're not over here. We don't just yell reparations. We talking about solutions in the game plan. I land my plane.
Okay.
There it is.
Well, let's play this and we're going to get up out of here.
Let's pray. Y'all bow your heads.
Bow your heads.
Yeah.
Hold on. Here we go.
This is what we should be praying for. You don't pray for the strength of your enemy. This is what your prayer should look like. Okay? Lord, let them die. Let them all die. Let their children die. Don't let my enemy that has been oppressing me be able to have strength to continue to oppress me. Cut their seeds off. Don't give them strength. Don't pray for them that despitefully use you. Let them all die. Amen. What?
God damn it.
Ooh, y'all didn't hear the spirit of common sense.
Amen.
No comment.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen and amen.
At the beginning, I was trying to say I was saying we've been doing this all wrong. If we're going to pray, we need to pray the right way. Because I had another one when I went live a long time ago. I was at the beach and I was like, you know, I had the Q-tips. I was mocking the Q-tips and made it into them. I took them in a glass and I buried it in the sand. And I was like, Lord, let them turn on themselves. Because if we're going to say we spiritual, y'all can use Jesus, whatever. But it's time for us to start hitting it at the root. And stop
see,
playing
look,
with
Queen prayed that some years ago. And look, won't he do it?
Yes, that's what the UEOA was about. We've been preparing for this election so that we could be prepared, and we can't just be here. We got to use everything. While they fighting, we need to be gathering up the goods. We need to be taking the spoils, doing what we got to do for ourselves. We need to stop buying sneakers and stuff and start worrying how we're going to get when Department of Education, when it's passed down to us, we need to be in the health departments because that's who's going to handle disability. IEs. We need to be at the Department of Agriculture because that's who's going to handle school lunches. We need to be on top of it and know who holds what position. We need to be putting people up and having them elected as your governors and your mayors, because your governors and mayors and those are the ones who go to the Senate and be your House of Representatives. The only when everybody black keeps my he's a felon. So what? They done gave black people a record. That means if you got a record or you a felon, you can be a president. We need to start looking at the glass half full and not half white empty.
Yeah, one more thing really quick, y'all. One more thing. Everybody that's listening, again, please like and share. But everybody, do me a favor. While we're talking about this, I want us to talk about having living trusts where we have land and we have generational wealth with the things that we have with living trusts. So if anybody listening knows anybody that is skilled on doing living trust, educating on living trust, I would like to hear from you. I think we would like to hear from you so we can figure out how we can keep our resources in our community and pass down generational wealth. So please, you all hit us up and let us know what's happening.
We'll do a show on that. I know someone that does it. Nicole does it. We can bring her on and have a show about it. So we can educate our people, because that's how these people have been passing down land from slave owners to generations because of the trust. But we've been in here and we're going to get up out of here. Anybody else have anything to say before we go?
No, we good. I mean, listen, y'all. This is like the hottest damn show on YouTube. Like, we different. I know it's a lot of new black media, but we are like real deal, y'all. So make sure y'all support us. Share it to all on your social media sites. You know what I'm saying? We really trying to blow this thing up, and we're gonna replay this on the fan base tomorrow too. Cause I'm really trying to get us over there. So we doing it.
We're gonna start going live. It's just that there's a bunch of us, and I know we supposed to be a bunch of us so we could go live whether we're on or not. But we always support each other, and we're gonna try to get in here in some more days and stuff. But yeah, we like Mind Games is saying we real. We're trying to tell you real stuff. We're not trying to sell you a dream. We're not trying to sell you anything. We're trying to teach you to be independent, and we're trying to find out the truth. We're not on Republicans or Democrat side. We are really from all walks of black life, and we're trying to.
And shout out to Queen Tina and Queen. They've already purchased land on behalf of the United Empires of Akivalon, so it's doable. Like, we doing that thing, you know. So
yes, we're going to be raising. We want to raise money, so if y'all want to get involved, we're going to be we raising money.
We're raising money
so that we can put things on the land for us to do. And like this, now that each state got, with the Department of Education, maybe we can put a school. We don't know, but we're not making it look like we know everything like a lot of YouTubers do. We're learning, and
that's how we want you all to subscribe so that we can all network.
Yeah, y'all need to have
bring our tongues together.
We say we're a podcast, but we're probably a think tank and an action tank. So y'all need to be setting up think tanks and action tanks. Stop just being entertained and get involved, because that's what Trump is putting y'all on the line with. You're gonna, in order to get something, you're gonna have to do something.
Yep, and black people don't get caught up in all this politics. Believe me, it what's funny to me, I know I gotta go. What's funny to me, let's think about this. Use your third eye, if you call it. We used to call it third eye. Okay, now the Trump one. Now the Democrats are saying the same thing the MAGA was saying. They stole the election. It's a game, y'all. Political theater. So don't fall for that shit.
And remember, the Democrats held the House and the Senate before Trump and the Republicans did. They held the House and the Senate for many years with the black vote and did nothing for black people. Matter of fact,
you ain't had shit.
Exactly.
You ain't had shit.
We died more under the Democratic Party than anything. So don't let them fool you. Do your Google. There's Chat GPT out here. Ask Chat GPT, how many times did the Democrats hold the Senate and the House of Representatives where they didn't have to pass each other to get a vote passed?
And I say this, I know
Congress people, they're the ones like Jasmine Crockett. She's supposed to be writing legislation to take to the president. No matter how much she don't like him, she's supposed to be fighting for you. And
exactly. And I know a lot of people, and I know a lot of people gonna be like, well, what have the Republicans done? I could say this.
They ain't been in power.
Exactly. Really. And 90% of black people don't vote for Republicans. So stop the cap if they still use that.
It don't matter what either one of them done. They ain't doing nothing. What do y'all want? What do y'all want?
You just got to
Let's
use
change this
whoever's
thing.
in office to go
Facts.
before. Jasmine Crockett can be going before there, writing legislation, and then Google it. Look it up. No, you ain't even got to Google. Now it's Chat GPT. Ask Chat GPT, what is the job of Congress? And then take individual Congress people name. Start off with Jasmine Crockett. What piece of legislation can Jasmine Crockett write legislation to introduce to Congress to give to Trump to help you? Yes, she says she is not going to do that because she has to spend her time undoing what Trump is doing. No, you don't. We are in 2025. It's time to get it. Everything is changing. Tables always turn. Are we going to let the table turn on top of us again? Are we going to keep holding up the table? Or are we going to get our piece of the pie this time?
Facts. No more symbolism when we out.
Peace.
Peace.
Good night.